Well, hello, my YouTube friend. Look at what we have here. Todd Rexford Epicenter. I just could stop the video right there, show you the beauty of this knife not stop the video actually, but stop rambling and show you the beauty of that knife in, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 minutes. We would all save our time and you will just contemplate a marvel in my hand now. But that's just not me, you know how I am. And of course, I will say more than contemplating the beauty that I have in my hands, because there is more to say, most definitely, like for every kind of knife. I literally just received the knife this morning, so of course it's not going to be a review, a long overview and everything. Sorry about that. It's not going to be a review, that's what I meant to say. It's going to be an overview. But I'm pretty sure that I'm all set up in my mind, and I have mostly, almost 100% of what I will think in a couple of months of this knife. I already have it in my mind now. That's because of the habit of getting knives that often. Sorry about this opening failure, but that knife is buttery smooth. We're going to discuss about that. Todd Rexford, as you all know, is one of the makers that has the most fame with Walter Randolph, with, Southard, all those makers that have absolute fame, and among them, probably Rexford has the most fame. Why is that? Why? He's a young maker, he's making knives for not that long now. Why are his knives absolutely trendy as they are now, and they're hot? And I mean, the trend doesn't seem to decrease. By no means. If anything, it's growing up and up and up. So Todd Rexford basically is one of those makers that do absolutely everything by hand. They use absolutely no machine. My daughter came here to say hi.
Hi.
Hello, Enea, but let me continue my video. Thank you, sweetie. So, bye-bye, Enea.
Bye-bye.
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 Okay, so yeah, why is he so trendy? He's one of those makers that do their knives, like I said, by hand. So everything here, you know that he would have put a lot of effort, his hands went everywhere here. You would not see any kind of machinery in this kind of knife, and that is something that I really, really appreciate. The more it goes, the more the makers will use the machine, the computer and everything, so the knife will be perfect, but they will be more and more soulless. So this knife has a soul, most definitely. I get it, and I got it whenever and the minute I had it in my hand, and I hope that I will be able to convey that during this overview. Also, Todd Rexford is doing something that sometimes defies the law of physics. And it's not on that knife, actually. But, when he's doing the hot hammered, and I'm not going to speak about the hot hammered because I don't have a hot hammered here, but the most important feature on those knives are the handle, because mixing the material as he does on his hot hammered is something really, really unlikely that probably only he can do. So, yeah, he's doing everything by hand. He's doing stuff with handles that most of people couldn't do, and he's building absolutely perfect knives. Of course, perfection is not of this world, so there are some flaws, and we're gonna actually address them right now, to start with, and then after that we're going to see the beauty of the knife. So first of all, the flaws don't they bring nothing bad or to the knife. I mean, I am in awe of this knife. I absolutely adore it. I absolutely don't regret the fact that I traded my non-flipper for that knife, non-flipper that I adore, and probably get another one from Stan. I don't regret that, because I have the opportunity to test that marvelous piece of knife, of craftsmanship, and I'm absolutely pleased with that. So this model is called the Epicenter, and as I said before, diverging, was that I was going to address the flows that I have here. So, first of all, there is a flow here that concerns the design, and I'm trying to show it to you here. I'm going to try to focus here. And that is this protruding part here of the blade. That is something that truly blows my mind. I have absolutely no explanation, no reason for that, except that if you want to have this design, you have to have this blade that will protrude. But why? I mean, a lot of things could have been done in order to just change a little bit the design here, not doing this line that radical here. It could be a little tad less radical. It could cut the blade a little less, put the liner up. I mean, there are some adjustments that you can do here. Of course, everything is really tight. I mean, the tolerance is tight everywhere, but there are definitely things that can be done in order to hide this protruding part of the blade. Is it something that bothers me? Look at that. You know how much I love Neil Blackwood. Look at that. Here you have also this protruding part. On the bruiser also, you have this protruding part. Now, you have also makers that are in the business for 2 to 3 years, something like that, and they manage to do some cuts on their blade to put the pivot in a place where when it's going to be closed, boom, it's going to be flush. When it's going to be open, boom, it's going to be flush. So it is something that I'm sure can be done by Todd, but probably he didn't even bother considering that. So that for me is a little flaw, design flaw, but as I said for Neil Blackwood, it's not something that will bother me. A little bit of flow in the junction here. I mean, you feel somewhere here, yeah, I feel it, you know, I feel the junction, yes, especially on this one, this bolster, I feel the junction here. Is it something that bothers me? Not at all, because you have the difference of the material here with the wood and the beautiful Damascus, and it's almost flush. I mean, when you look at it, I'm going to try to focus here, boom, here it goes. I mean, your eye can tell that it's almost flush, and that is flush, you know, and it's a dovetail junction, and I absolutely adore dovetail junction. So the fact that it's not absolutely flush is not really a concern, not really, really not. Here the pivot is absolutely flush, but that's the pros. To finish with the cons, tad, I would say a little bit of off-centering, nothing crazy. Other than that, oh, what about the detent? Yeah. You see, if I push it really hard, the detent is not that strong. But, I mean, it's a strong enough detent for a thumb stud, and that brings this kind of smoothness in the action. So, as I said, other than those tiny flaws, yeah, of course, the world would be better for me if here it was plain, you know, without any hole. I know that some of you guys may like lanyard hole. I couldn't care less, and for me, it spoils the beauty of this koa handle. So that's a personal flaw, nothing really crazy. So other than that, man, is that a beautiful, beautiful knife. So that's the Epicenter. I think that they have like 3 sizes. This one is the middle one. You have the mini Epicenter, the XL, and this one is the, yeah, I would say the middle one, which is probably the best for the average one. My hands are XL, and you see I have a perfect reach on that. It's a 3.5 inch. So yeah, it looks like this knife is going to be a real companion for me. This is one of those custom knives that I won't have no issue to carry because it is done in a way to be used. I mean, you have some fancy material, but what is that? I mean, wood, it's a very resistant material, this one. I mean, if you don't have any termites in your pockets, the koa, because that is koa, won't be altered. This Damascus is really nice. You might have some little tiny scratches, but nothing crazy. So this is something that you can definitely carry in the pocket. And what is to say about this blade? Very organic one. You know what? It reminds me of my David Moser Lion the GSD2, which was a knife that was a custom and a knife that I called the companion because it was a knife that I carried a lot, and this knife will have a lot of pocket time. So we already are almost at 10 minutes, so let's now say all the good things that I think about this knife. So the handle here the design is really, really nice. I mean, it's really nice contoured. Everything fits perfectly in the hand. As you can expect, the clip is not even bothering. As for the material, I've talked to you about the koa. You all know that it's a kind of acacia wood that is endemic to the Hawaiian island. Very, very nice. They used to build their boat, you know, like an integral boat, because they took the full piece of wood and they milled it inside, and they used to do that for their boats. Very, very nice material. You have some shades of black, of red. It looks absolutely phenomenal, and actually that's what drove me to buy this knife. The contrast with this organic material here and the Damascus is just, to me, absolutely stupendous. So very nice koa handle. Very nice Damascus, probably Chad Nichols. I wouldn't swear, but I think it's Chad Nichols. I absolutely adore the inlay here on the pivot of the koa and the color that you have. And here, let me tell you something, that is absolutely flush. You cannot even tell that there are three different materials. I mean, probably here it's steel, the Damascus here, and the koa here, it's absolutely flush as it is here on this side, despite the fact that you have a screw here. I mean, you will feel the hole here, but it's absolutely flush everywhere. I absolutely adore those clips on standoffs, especially when you have a pillar construction here, because you see the looks of it is nice. You see the standoffs here, they're just fantastic. I like pillar construction for maintenance, and on this knife it's, yeah, as I said, when there is a standoff on a clip, it looks absolutely fantastic with the standoffs here. I like also the standoffs. Of course, they're custom. Everything, as I said, is custom here. I adore. Now we are heading to the 15 minutes. I mean, we need to go faster. We're going to talk about the action. The action is just splendid. I mean, look at that. I mean, you can open it. I'm going to play a lot with this knife. You can flick it open, and I like the noise that it makes. You can open it discreetly like that. You can open it, I mean, with the index or the middle finger, for those of you who like that. It's a really fun to play knife. The thumb stud are like dual openers, so you can open with the index. It can be also opened by the lefties. Really nice standoffs. I absolutely adore the jimping here. The pattern of the jimping is just excellent. Those kind of, yeah, absolutely excellent. The blade now. The blade, you know, when I first didn't like Rexford, it was because it looked so simple. You know, the blade looked really simple. But the more it goes, and the more I like simple things, and it's really far from being that simple. The lines here is just exquisite. Look at the curve that you have here. Here you have a beautiful flat, which just to notice that the flat is really harder to do than hollow grind. I don't know if you know that, my friends, but doing a nice flat is way more difficult than doing a hollow. The hollow is beautiful, but it's just aesthetically beautiful. Doing a nice flat like that, way more difficult. Very nice flat here also, and a nice perfect swedge here. I absolutely adore the organic blade shape that you have. Look at this belly, 3.5. This is a user you can trust. You can slice, you can cut. I mean, you can literally do whatever you want with this knife. It can be a perfect, as I said, companion, EDC, whatever you want to call it. Of course, I would have liked better not to have the Rexford or any kind of marking on this beautiful blade, but you know, I can live with that, no issue whatsoever. I talked about the action. Look at the geometry here. It's just splendid. You have absolutely no blade play whatsoever. The geometry here of the lock is just perfect, as you can expect. This knife will give me for sure a lot of pleasure. I really hope that you appreciated that video. Yeah, it's my first Rexford. I'm not sure that I'm going to get others because the prices are just really crazy. I mean, you wouldn't believe how much. I mean, you have to understand that I traded that for my non-flipper flipper plus some money. So that's it's silly. But I have absolutely no remorse. I'm absolutely pleased with that knife. And with that being said, my friend, I will leave it at that and catch you very soon for another video. Bye-bye.